Welcome! In this session we will learn to construct the confusion matrix. So we are here in Excel and we have already estimated the false positive and false negative of our classification given our cutoff threshold, and now we are going to estimate the true positive and true negative. We will use the function if, also the function n, and in the specific case of the true positive, those are the observations that were predicted as ones and that were actually ones. So they were positive, they were predicted as positive, and they were actually positive. So there are the two conditions that have to be complied are that we predict that we have here a 1, that this 7 is a 1, and also that the real observation was a 1. So we close the two parentheses. Probably I made a mistake. Let me see. I haven't given the values. In this case, if this is the case, if this 7 is a 1 and B7 is a 1, then you have to have please give me a 1, and in the other case give me a 0. And I copy and paste this. I cannot see the ones. There are some ones. Now let's compute the true negative. So we will use the function if and the function n, and in this specific case the true negatives are the ones that I predicted as 0 and that were actually 0. So the prediction was 0, this 7 is 0, and B7 is equal to 0. If both conditions are 0 or are true, then give me a 1, and if not, give me a 0. Then we have the true negative. We copy and paste this, and we can add all the values from this one. And copy and paste this. And the reference ones, and we are going to fill this template. So let's start with the true positive. So the predicted one, the reference one, the real value one, that would be this one, 3454. Now let's fill the true negatives. That would be this 753. And now let's see which are the false negative and the false positive and false negative. So let's see here. The false positive will be the ones that we predicted as positive and they are actually negative. So these are the false positive. Let's look for it. This 913, and the false negative will be this 661. Now we have just to add these rows, add the columns. Sorry. We have to add this column and then add this one and add this one. So we have completed our confusion matrix, and then we are ready to compute some matrix of the goodness of the models. Let's explain these metrics. The first one is the sensitivity, or the true positive rate. And this metric measures the proportion of positives that are correctly identified, namely the proportion of those who have some condition who are correctly identified as having the condition. So let's compute the sensitivity. That will be the true positives divided by the sum of the true positives plus the false negative. That will be the ones that were negative and were actually positive. That will be C6. So we will have a sensitivity of 83.9%, quite a high sensitivity, quite a high true positive rate. So our model is predicting really well the positive ones. Let's see the specificity, which is the true negative rate. And this measures the proportion of negatives that are correctly identified. namely the proportion of those who do not have the condition who are correctly identified as not having the condition. Let's see what is the specificity of our model given the cutoff threshold that we computed. So that will be the true negative will be that will be the 0 and 0. This 753 divided by the sum of the true negative, the 753, plus the false positive. That will be the ones that we said they are positive but were actually negative. That will be this one. And we can see that it has an specificity of 45.2%. So we can say that our model predicts better the positives than the negatives. Now let's compute the accuracy, the general accuracy of the model, and that will be the sum of the true positives plus the true negatives divided by the total number of observations. That will be 5,781. So we have a model accuracy of 72.8%. It's quite, I would say, a good accuracy, but honestly, you cannot say if accuracy is good or bad. You will use this number to compare it with that of other models. And that's what we are going to do in the following sessions. As we are going to compute a model, we will make a prediction using a logistic regression. Thanks for watching.